Everybody, welcome to Attack with LarryC. I'm your host, Larry Christiansen, and we're exploring queen sacrifices this week. A subject we touched on last week as well. And I want to present some rather unusual queen sacks, and we're going to begin our show with the relatively simple ones first. And this is an unusual example of a queen sack, kind of a forced queen sack. And let's start off with this position. This is from the Botvinnik variation of the Semi-Slav, between two unknown players. I've never heard of them at any rate. Bowerman versus Butza. This is played in the 1940s. White to play. Now, normally white should play e takes f6 or maybe g3. But here Bowerman reinforces the pin. This is the embryonic theoretical stage of the Botvinnik variation. Of course, that small little seed has now grown into a vast forest of variations. So queen f3, not to be recommended. Butza plays bishop b7. Again, now white should start thinking about taking that knight, but he plays knight e4. Terrible move, putting his king in jeopardy on this diagonal. Let's see what Mr. Butza does. He plays, of course, bishop b4 check. Bowerman's king e2 does not impress, and here Butza delivers with knight takes e4. He's queen sack for a monster initiative. Bishop takes d8, c5. What does black get for the queen sack, if you could even call it that? Well, he's got two pieces for the queen. He's got threats galore, notably knight c5 check and rook takes d8. Essentially, the game is over. And this is a very amusing finish. I thought I'd want a rarely seen a little tactic near the end. So white now plays queen g4 to escape the threat of knight c3 check. Butza is not interested in the bishop. More interested in creating a monster pawn front to attack the white king. Now d3 check is a big threat. So Bowerman tries queen g7. And now black continues with d3 check. One point being now of king d1. Fleeing to safety, black then forces mate with knight takes f2 check, king c1. d2 check, king c2, and bishop e4 check. Minor pieces and pawns joining in the king hunt. So the king has to step up into the world. By the way, king f3 loses in many different ways. Rook h5 is a crusher, for instance. There are many others. Knight d6 check is also very, very powerful. The poor king can hardly avoid walking into a fork. If king g4, then f5 check delivers the goods. E takes f6, just for the record, the knight e5 check, and that king will find no peace. King f4, bishop d2 check, king takes e5, and here's a cute mate. Rook h5 check, king takes e6, bishop d5 check, king takes d6, rook takes d8 check, king c5, bishop f3 check, and mate next move. And there are many other mates, obviously. So Bowerman plays king e3, but that succumbed to bishop d2 check, king d4, and now rook takes d8. Who needs that rook? And you have one of the unusual mates involving a check delivered and answered by mate on the board. Knight f8 mate. A rarely seen little feature of this game. Okay, our next example is a very nice, powerful attack featuring a nice queen sack and other sacks as well, I should point out.